am I to just feel that I'm the one that is just going to change the world? So if you've ever seen yourself experiencing some kind of dreadful feeling where it's like you don't just rate yourself at all, in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can always choose happiness at all times. Something you may not know about me is that as a teen, I lacked self-confidence and I really struggled a lot with my self-esteem. I never thought I was good enough. For the most part of my young adult life, I was always overwhelmed with so much stuff to do and feeling like I didn't have enough time. I also always felt like I wanted to achieve the whole world before I turned 30, until I got to the point where I had to choose me first over any other thing. That was then when I started to have some form of inner peace and some form of self-acceptance. There's one simple truth, and that's the fact that life is not really that hard once you understand the basic principles that govern it. So the first lesson I'll share with you is to say progress is really what brings happiness. I didn't understand this concept until I was listening to a speech. I had to pause and think about it for a moment, and I'm like, okay, if I can measure my progress towards certain goals that I've set, even if I have not achieved the goal, so long as I can see myself moving from point A to point B, from point B to point C, though my destination is point O, I would be happy because I know that step by step and gradually I am getting to the ultimate goal, which is to get to point O. And I also fell victim to this principle. At the beginning of 2020, I got more acquainted with the concept of goal setting. I got monetized by September that same year. That was putting me a whole 2 months ahead of November, which was the initial goal that I had set. And by the time I was monetized in September, I was happy, I was grateful, I was thankful to all my subscribers and those who watched my videos to help me meet the monetization requirements. But the lasting happiness I expected to have derived from that was not what I got. I even ended up losing my laptop. My laptop crashed just because of the constant grind I was putting myself on to get that monetization goal. And when I got it, I then asked myself, okay, what next now? Moving into 2021, I began to have a shift in the way I set my goals. I knew I wanted my channel to grow. I knew that I could not always control the number of subscribers I have at any particular time. So I decided to focus on the things that I could control. I decided to focus on improving the quality of my videos. I decided to focus on improving my consistency of uploads, researching video topics that I knew my viewers would like to watch and probably want to share because they are so relatable. When this became my focus, I could then measure my progress because it was a continuous thing. It wasn't then about getting monetized and hitting the mark and just leaving it at that. So the next time you're feeling unhappy or overwhelmed or sad about anything that you're working towards, try to take some time to just reflect on how far you've come. That would give you the necessary mindset shift. Then you would experience the happiness that you really deserve. Second life lesson I would love to mention is gratitude. So I recently started this thing where I have mantras which I recite. One of the mantras is, I am happy and grateful for the life that I have. And it reminds me of how far I've come. It reminds me of what I have. So you should try this in your daily life. If you find yourself feeling low, or if you find yourself getting sad or depressed about anything or any situation, whisper it to yourself or say it out if you can. If you will not be in an open space where you probably sound like you're going psycho or something, say it with all the confidence that you can muster. I am happy and grateful for the life that I have. The third life lesson that you need to know is the concept of the Serenity Prayer. I added this because I know that it played a critical role in why I am always happy and in a good mood. Let me warn you, the book is worn out from overuse. I'm Christian, by the way, so I'm going to be saying this from my point of view, but whatever spirituality you practice, feel free to adapt it to your own beliefs. I discovered that there was this prayer at the back called the Serenity Prayer. I started reciting this prayer back in 2017, and that was a time in my life where things were really seeming to swallow me up, and I was feeling overwhelmed a lot. I was transitioning between jobs, leaving my bank job at that time to travel to the UK for my master's. One would think that I would ordinarily be very excited about this life change, but to be honest, the first thing that comes to your mind might be excitement, but as time goes on, when you are in that space, you get to feel so overwhelmed about a lot of things. I'll just read through this prayer, you hear the wordings, and then you understand what I'm talking about. The first part that says, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Is that wisdom for me? There are a lot of people fighting battles that they are not going to win. Your efforts is not even going to count for anything. And then courage to change things you can. There's so many things that you would be able to change in this life. Definitely things will be within your power. It's not like you are powerless. Then the part that says the wisdom, just know the difference. I can change this, okay, I'll put time and effort into this. I cannot change this, okay, boy bye. I'm not even going to waste any energy on that. Now the second part that says living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time. Most times you just see people wanting to live in the next 10 years. Meanwhile, they are not even enjoying the present moment that they are. An example is a young chap finishes school, wants to get a job or start a business, and then they want to start earning $1 million in the first year of business. Come on, you have to crawl before you walk, before you can run. Taking as he did this sinful world as it is. Now he here, like I said before, is Jesus Christ. He took the world as it was. The world is a sinful place. There is a lot of violence. There are so many things that go on in the world right now that we would not have. But even Jesus Christ took it as it was. Now says, not as I would have it. Trust, if I had the power, I would just press one or two buttons and just fix the world and make it the way I want it to be. But if Jesus Christ, God himself, could take the world the way it was, the way it is right now, who am I to just feel that I'm the one that is just going to change the world? We hear how you can make changes in your little circle of influence, but the world at large, come on, there is only so much you can do. It now goes on to say, so that I may be reasonably happy in this life. If you derive joy or happiness from making other people suffer, that happiness is not reasonable. So reasonable happiness in this context basically means that you are happy, and you are happy for the right reasons. This Serenity Prayer just made me so at peace with myself, accept myself, and live with this calmness that is very difficult to get in the chaotic world that we have nowadays. I strongly believe that it can be applied to any form of spirituality or belief. If you honestly felt this video has been helpful to you, I want to ask nicely that you share it with someone who you feel it would also be helpful to. Don't keep this all to yourself, please. If you've watched up until this point, say a yeah in the comments, and then I'll know that my community is really with me. Bye guys.